Hey everyone, I'm Jess on Travels, and today I wanted to tell you about my laser eye surgery experience. So I started wearing glasses when I was about 10 years old. I had really bad myopia, which is also known as nearsightedness, and the prescription in both my eyes was around -7.5. For a bit of context, that meant I could only see this much. So about 5 centimeters away from my face. Everything else beyond that was a bit of a blur. And because of that, that meant seeing in the shower or traveling was really difficult. I'd always have to wear my glasses or use contact lenses, and you know when you're super tired and you don't feel like putting something in your eye, or you're going swimming and you can't wear glasses underwater, it just got really tiring. And I thought, like, with all of these activities and the traveling that I love to do, I thought, why not take a chance, do this procedure and be able to see the world in 2020. So let me tell you a little bit about the journey to actually getting the procedure done. I first inquired about getting laser eye surgery at a different clinic, so not the one that I went to a few years ago. And when I went there, they told me that my cornea was too thin because my prescription was too high. I also had astigmatism and they wouldn't be able to operate on me. The thing that they suggested was getting contacts actually transplanted into my eyes, and I just didn't feel comfortable in doing that. Also, it was really expensive, I think about 10K altogether. So I left it. I felt really dejected and thought, I am never going to be able to see 2020 ever again. Fast forward a few years later, I'm at a new job and I meet a colleague who recently got laser eye surgery done at the same place that I did. And he said it was absolutely life-changing. Then I also met a friend on Instagram who actually works there, and that sealed the deal. So I went in for my first consultation a few weeks ago, and the test that they did was to check my corneal thickness to make sure that I was a suitable patient for this procedure. And when they were doing all the tests, I was so nervous because I thought they would tell me the same thing, where my cornea was too thin to operate on. So when they told me the results and they said that my corneal thickness was average, meaning that they could actually do the laser work on me, I was super happy. That meant that was the first step of the journey. I was going to get laser eye surgery. So learning from that is always seek a second opinion if you're not too certain about the first one that's been given to you. Do your research, talk to friends or people that you know who have gotten it done, and always consult your doctor to see what's the best method for you. A few things as well to consider before you go and book your laser eye surgery. Book an optom appointment to check that my eyes were stable. Mine had been stable for the past 5 years. Second, go to the consultation. It's usually free wherever you go. As I said, I booked in the consultation. They told me I was a good candidate for laser. Yeah, get a second opinion if you're not happy with the first one. Third one, research the different methods as well. You might have heard about LASIK. That's probably what everyone imagines when you say laser eye surgery, but that's just one of the methods. I actually went with another method called TransPRK, and there's another one called SMILE. So I went to the Sydney Eye Clinic in Darlinghurst, which specialises in the TransPRK method. This method removes the top layer of your cornea, so then the lasers can go in and reshape the eye. LASIK, if you've heard of it before, kind of creates a corneal flap, which allows the laser to go in and reshape. So similar in that regard, but then they put the flap back on and then it heals over. Obviously there are pros and cons of both, and I highly recommend you to do a bit more research, but I went with TransPRK because the healing process sounded a lot better for me, and with such a high prescription meant that having just average corneal thickness was enough to get the surgery. And I also had pretty dry eyes beforehand, so that's not so much of an impact using TransPRK, whereas in LASIK you do get extremely dry eyes afterwards, which can be quite painful, so another consideration. So back to where I got my surgery done, I went to the Sydney Eye Clinic. It's a super affordable clinic. For one eye it was about 1.7k Australian dollars, plus the extra $100 to $200 of meds and eye drops that they put together for you to take home. The total cost was about 3.6k. which is super affordable for a lifetime of vision. Beyond cost, everyone is super friendly there, really nice. The doctors are also really caring. I felt completely comfortable throughout the whole process, so I highly recommend. So I'll tell you a bit more about the actual process. So on the Friday, my appointment was at 9 AM. I actually have moved out. I'm sitting in my living room now. So I moved back home on the Thursday beforehand, and my parents were super helpful, super supportive to look after me. And my dad and mum drove me to the appointment in the city. It was a good morning. We got there super early and I checked in at the reception, and then they told me to go get my medications and the pharmacy right underneath. So I was able to go down and buy those, and then came back up, and then I had someone talk me through the procedure and what the different meds in the bag that they gave me.
So this is the drop side, this is the medication side. So using the Suloxone drops every 4 hours, so the antibiotic drops, and then you'll be using the sustained lubricant drops at least every 2 hours. You can use it as often as you like, but at least every 2 hours. That's all you'll be doing today, tomorrow and Sunday. You'll start using the FML, which is a steroid drops. You're using that 4 times a day.
They also do a few more checks on your eyes just to make sure that your corneal thickness hasn't changed, your prescription is good to go. The doctor will also check your eyes and set all the measurements to make sure that you're happy with what you'll wake up seeing. Basically, after the lasers get to you, they basically get you up to that 20/20 vision, or even better. That's the goal. So after that, I was gowned up, and they gave me a little bit of Xanax to calm down, also just chill me out. And I think about 20 or 30 minutes later of waiting, I was called into the operation room. I was told to lay down, and then they put a blanket on me, and then they put some numbing drops into my eyes so I couldn't feel anything. Then they put kind of like the sticky paper on your eye to push your eyelashes up, and then the laser starts. They told me to stare at the green light, which started off sharp and then it became a bit blurry. So they were like staring to the green cloud, but because I had the Xanax, I felt like I needed to fall asleep. And then I remember him tapping me on the head, being like, wake up, keep your eyes open. Don't worry if you blink or whatever, the laser actually like tracks the most minuscule movements in your eyes. So it'll recorrect itself. It was super painless, super quick. I think it was over within 10 minutes altogether, and I didn't feel any pain, which is awesome. After the actual process and everything, then they told me to sit up, and I think I could already see a little bit more than I could normally. They took me into a room. It was a nice dim room, and then someone explained a bit more of the pain meds and things that I had to take with my carer with me, which was my mum, and I was ready to go home for the day. So when I got home, I was given Valium, so sleeping pills, so that I could just sleep the rest of the day. Also painkillers. I think we got home around 12 PM and I slept through up until 10 PM. And I woke up a little bit because I could hear my mum in my room, and I said, oh, it's hurting a little bit. So then they gave me a bit more painkillers, and I just slept through till the next morning. When I woke up, everything was still a little bit blurry. I was still a bit out of it, but I was able to get up, have breakfast, move around a bit. And that's when I had to start the eye drop sequence. So I'm still doing that now. Eye drops include this one, which is a healing eye drop, and then also there's antibiotic eye drops and lubricating eye drops. So then all the eye drops and whatnot, it's super helpful if you're living with a carer or someone that can take care of you to put those in, because it's on a quite strict basis. Like every hour you're putting something in your eye.
Hello, it is me. My son is on. We are post-op day 2, and the eyes are slightly painful. Can't really open them properly.
On the following Monday, Oh, I forgot to mention, they put this clear contact in your eyes after the surgery, so then it kind of helps speed up the healing process and protects your eye from bacteria and whatnot. So on the following Monday, you need to go back for them to take that out, and they do a quick check on your eyes, make sure everything is healing as it needs to be. So I went back on Monday and everything was healing well. They took the contact out, and again, super sensitive to light. So I went back home that day and slept a bit more. So then taking up to Tuesday, I think that was when I woke up for the first time and I could see my wardrobe, which is like maybe 2 meters away, but that was so exciting. I was like, oh my God, the world is slowly revealing itself to me with my naked eye, and that was just so exciting. I was still wearing my sunnies indoors, still putting my eye drops in, but I could already tell like my eyes were getting better, which is great. So they say that you can return to work on the following Wednesday. It wasn't very easy for me to like sit at a computer for a long time. I tried to, got a bit of a headache. So I just relaxed. I downloaded some audiobooks. I listened to Lessons in Chemistry. I do recommend it. And I just chilled. It was so good because it was just like a week off doing nothing. Usually if you take time off work, it's like I'm traveling or doing a lot of stuff that feels busy and it's not truly relaxing, but it was really nice. I was just spending time with my mum at home, we were chatting, I was sleeping during the day, taking naps. It was so good. And the rest of the week, I slowly started going outside for walks.
And I will tell you why I'm almost crying happy tears, just looking at everything and how beautiful and clear it is. It's just thinking like at this time of the day, I would normally be craving to wear sunnies, but I wouldn't be able to unless I put over my glasses. And now I'm out here just wearing my sunnies by themselves over my naked eyes, no contacts or anything in there. I can see everything and it's just oh, this is life-changing. Why am I crying? It's so good. The world is beautiful, guys. The world is beautiful. Take care of your eyes. Take a look outside. Get off your phones, get off your screens.
By the end of the week, pretty much doing my day-to-day activities. But one thing to note is I'm still not at 20/20 vision. It's now 2 weeks later. They do say it takes a couple of weeks for your eyes to actually adjust. So if it's still a bit blurry for you after the surgery, don't worry, totally normal. You'll still be doing your eye drops 4 times a day, will be reduced to 3 times a day. Lubricate with sustained eye drops always, and always wear your sunnies outdoors. Overall, this has been a super life-changing surgery, and I highly recommend it if you currently wear glasses or contacts and you've been considering what is life like without this apparatus, so that you can see the world. And go swimming, go snorkeling, go do that hike, go to festivals without your eyes drying up. It's so good. I highly recommend Sydney Eye Clinic, specifically if you're in Sydney, and consider looking into TransPRK as well. Now that I can see the world, I'm so excited to start creating more travel vlogs for everyone. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, follow for more. Let's get ready for the next adventure. That's me, Jess on No Travels, signing off.